I still remember the sound of the glass door closing behind me. Not slamming, just a soft, polite click. The kind that says, "Conversation over." I stood there for a second longer than I should have, my reflection staring back at me in the tinted glass. Clean jacket. Scuffed shoes I liked too much to replace. A face that had learned over the years how to stay calm even when something inside it cracked. "Sir," the woman behind the desk had said without even looking up from her screen, "this lounge is reserved for preferred guests. Not members, not customers. Preferred guests." I smiled because that's what you do when someone decides who you are without asking. "I am a guest," I said, quiet, even. She finally looked at me then, up, down, one quick scan, skin first, clothes, second, confidence last. "I'll need to see confirmation," she said, already reaching for the next line in her script. Around us, the place hummed with expensive silence. Leather chairs, low voices, a man laughing into his phone about markets and margins. Someone clinking ice in a glass that probably cost more than my first car. I handed over my card. She glanced at it for half a second, maybe less. Then she slid it back like it was counterfeit. "This isn't sufficient." That was the moment, not the refusal, not the tone, the certainty. The kind that comes from believing the system is on your side. I could have corrected her. I could have said my name and ended it right there, but I didn't. Because I've learned something about moments like this, once you speak too early, you rob them of the chance to reveal themselves. A man nearby leaned back in his chair watching. Not concerned. Curious. A couple whispered. Not quietly enough. Security drifted closer. Not aggressively. Just enough to remind me where I stood in their hierarchy. "Sir," the attendant said again a little louder. "Now you'll need to step aside." I felt it then, not anger, not yet, but that familiar, bitter recognition. I'd been here before. Different places, different faces, same judgment. Funny thing is, years ago, moments like this used to break me. Now they just clarified things. I stepped aside. Not because I had to, because I wanted to see how far they'd go. A guard approached. Big guy, polite smile, hand resting a little too close to his belt. "Everything all right here?" he asked her. "Not me." She nodded. "He can't verify access." The guard looked at me then, not unkind, just practiced. "Sir, we'll need you to exit the lounge." There it was, the quiet execution. I could feel eyes on me now, phones half raised, people waiting for something interesting to happen as long as it didn't involve them. I took a breath, slow, measured. "Before I go," I said, "could you do me a favor?" The guard hesitated. "What kind of favor?" "Check your internal directory," I said. "Call your operations desk." She laughed, a quick nervous sound. "There's no need for that." I met her eyes for the first time. "There is," I said, "if you care about doing this right." Something shifted. Not in her, in the room. The guard frowned, then tapped his earpiece. Low voice, codes, procedures. The attendant's fingers hovered over her keyboard, now suddenly unsure. She typed, paused, typed again. Her posture changed before her face did. I know that posture. It's the one people get when the ground moves, but they don't want to admit it. "Sir?" she said, quieter now. "Can you confirm your full name?" I did. She froze. The guard straightened. A man in a tailored suit nearby stopped pretending not to listen. "Just a moment," she said, standing up for the first time since I'd arrived. She disappeared behind a frosted door. The silence that followed was heavy, not hostile anymore, uncertain. People shifted in their seats. Someone cleared their throat. The ice stopped clinking. When she came back, she wasn't alone. The manager, older, confident smile, worn thin from years of never being questioned, walked toward me like this was already under control. "There seems to have been a misunderstanding," he said. I nodded. There was. He glanced at the attendant, then back at me. "This lounge operates under strict criteria." "I'm aware," I said. I helped to prove them. That landed. Not like a punch, like a truth dropped from a height. He laughed reflexively, then stopped when no one joined him. "I don't believe." "I'm not asking you to," I said. "I'm asking you to verify." The guard's earpiece crackled again. This time he didn't look relaxed. The manager's phone buzzed. He checked it, then checked it again. Color drained from his face so fast it was almost impressive. He looked at me, really looked this time, like he was seeing a painting turned upside down and finally realizing what it was. "You're—" he started. I didn't finish it for him. "I don't need the lounge," I said. "I need to understand why this keeps happening." The room had gone still. No phones now, no whispers, just the sound of consequences arriving late. The manager swallowed. "We can move this conversation somewhere private." I smiled. Not wide, just enough. Transparency works better, I said. I turned to the room, to the people who'd watched, who'd assumed. This isn't about one desk, I said calmly, or one mistake. It's about comfort, about how easy it is to confuse policy with prejudice. No one argued. I didn't raise my voice, didn't humiliate anyone, didn't need to. I told them what would happen next. Audits changes accountability, not as a threat, but as a fact. The same way gravity doesn't threaten you, it just works. The attendant stared at the floor. The guard looked relieved. The manager looked older than he had 5 minutes earlier. When it was done, I picked up my bag. "Enjoy your flight," someone said weakly. I nodded. Then I walked out, back through the same glass doors. This time they opened without resistance. Outside, the noise of the terminal rushed back in. Life, movement, ordinary chaos. I paused just once and checked my watch. Still early. Enough time to board, enough time to breathe. I didn't feel triumphant, I felt steady, because the real victory wasn't getting in. It was knowing I didn't need to. I've thought about that day a lot since, about how close it came to being just another quiet injustice that no one remembers. And I wonder how many times does it happen when the person doesn't have my leverage? How many doors stay closed because no one checks twice? So let me ask you something honestly. Do you think people treat you differently because of money? Or because money gives them permission to show who they really are? Tell me what you think.